We're back. We're back. Week three, week three, week three. One less amigo tonight, but the show goes on. Listen, tonight, Montgomery and donations. I'm going to say it again. Tonight's show, Montgomery and donations. Who are you down with who give money to different political parties that are not what you're about? Come on back with us. It's I'm Just Saying. Yep. It's us. It's us. It's us. It's us. Can't do anything without someone else. Um, my man Bruce is with us. I'm RL Cooper. We're missing one of our amigos tonight at a city council meeting in his local area, but we're here to keep this thing going. Greetings. I can't say greetings. I guess Bruce would say greetings from where he is, but we're here in the Michigan area. And we've got some things to talk about, two particular things. One of the things, I want to jump right into this. Ladies and gentlemen, Montgomery, Alabama. Montgomery, Alabama. And I've been hearing Bruce chuckle and snickle at all of this because if you don't live up under a rock, you probably live under a rock if you have not seen these videos of this situation that took place. Yes. I just got today. What you're seeing there on the screen is the gentleman in the black and white pants. We're catching the back end of that. I got the first part of it where it appears that a boat was parked. Mm-hmm. I won't say illegally, but was not supposed to be parked there. Right. And the park employee was asking them to move it. They didn't move it. So he began moving the boat, like I guess unanchoring it, taking off the ropes and moving it along. Obviously, no one is on that boat at that particular time. And the owners of the boat came to say, why have you done this? While this is taking place, as you can see, there was probably about a 6 to 7 minute conversation between the employee of the port there and these Caucasian people. And it was seemingly getting a little testy. It started to escalate a little bit. I think the employee began saying, listen, we've asked you a couple of times to move it. You didn't move it. We then moved it for you. Usually when you're dealing with people out on docks, ports, and different things, there's a refreshment that is being partaken of that allows your psyche to be a little skewed. So anytime you have what we call courage juice on the scene, things get out of hand. And what took place is the black employee was accosted by these particular men. It turned into a brawl, but not only that, those black people that were there, just bystanders, joined in the melee as well. And it totally got out of hand. There was a gentleman broke his nose, chairs were being thrown, and it just got out of hand. Bruce, give us some perspective on this place, this Montgomery, Alabama port, where boats are docking in 2023. They dock there for entertainment purposes, but give us some perspective on what this is and a little bit of history lesson, a little bit why this is so important. I believe, could it just be an ordinary brawl on a Montgomery port?
So, I think in some respects, it is just a normal brawl on the Montgomery port, but in a lot of respects, it isn't. So I don't even know what we're going to call it after today. I mean, I just saw this yesterday.
Yeah.
This just hit the internet yesterday. Mm-hmm. So I've heard a song already called the Montgomery Brawl.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's what I'm thinking that it's going to be called. But I think it's important to. I mean, you said, Coop, that it got out of hand. I don't think it got out of hand. I think it was handled like it was supposed to be, and in this situation, I don't want the whiteness to be silent. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Those people who had that boat that was parked in the wrong spot, I heard the video, and the lady is explaining that the guy who's over there, the guy who flipped his hat, which is wild,
Yes.
the guy who
Yes.
flipped
Yeah.
his hat was an employee of the boat that they were on, and they're filming it from the boat. I think that's where the
Yeah.
guy jumped off and swam over there.
Okay.
So he goes to, because what it looks like to me is the boat is parked where this boat that they're on needs to go.
Okay. Yes. Yes. Yes.
And they're parked illegally. Someone on the video says, I hope the cops give them a big ticket.
Mm-hmm.
So people on the boat understand that they're trying to get where they're supposed to go and they can't because there's a boat there. That's why the guy gets off the boat and goes and tries to move it and all that kind of stuff. Then I think it's important again that these people who claim they never see color all of a sudden see it. They see the color. That's why my man got jumped. He got jumped, I think, also because they thought he was by himself.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And clearly he wasn't by himself.
That's correct.
So even if, and so I think that's what's so endearing about this situation is that Black people all over the country are seeing this and they're like, yeah, these white folk just think they can do anything and there's no repercussions for it.
That's right. That's right.
And there are repercussions for it. This is not the 1800s. You just can't be anywhere and think you own this place and don't have to move. We are engaging in commerce here.
That's right.
People got to dock and get back home. So, I mean, it's time for y'all to move. They refused to move. Then they started the incident with the jumping.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
then, hey, it's on and popping from there. It's not out of control. It was controlled. They knew who to go after. And so we did too.
And see,
like I was there, but
yeah, maybe I'm in my skin. I begin to see how this is going to be turned, possibly. Yes, okay, not out of control. You got what you got, Europeans. You got what you got, Europeans. But in my skin, I know, how is this going to be spun? How is this going to be spun to say? I told Jason in our pre-production, are we going to say to the Black employee,
mm-hmm.
and as teachers, and me teacher as a college professor, I've always even told, having been an administrator, to my teachers, if a student is trying to leave the room, do not put your foot in the door. Don't try to block the door. Let him do anything. Let them go out into the hall. We'll find them out there. What I'm saying with that is this: is the employer going to say, when their boat would not move,
you just leave it there? You're
supposed to leave it there. You had no business. I'm going here. I'm trying to just. You had no business unhooking their boat and moving it physically. Let us take care of that. You may have caused this.
Yeah.
And then that turns into, yeah, you got hit first, and they're not going to look at that. You caused this melee.
Yeah. You know what, Coop? This stuff is about narrative. Most of these things are about narrative and who gets to control the narrative. And who says what first. Not to take it to politics, but I always do this.
Sure.
This is why Trump when he does certain things, he's the first one out because he wants to shape the narrative in his favor. He's not going to do a good job of that now, because I think over time the pushback has come to where everybody knows that Trump lies, and he needs to be gone after verbally initially. No one's sitting back anymore, allowing him to do that. The same thing has happened in this situation. This video has gone wild. Yes. Everybody can see if you watch the video. If you care about the truth, you see he was never violent with them. In fact, the boat really doesn't even move. So if if he's the employer and the employee says something, I mean, the employee can say whatever, but that's not what happened here. I mean, everybody sees what happened. He got attacked. That's the major thing. And this is what I'm saying about whiteness being silent. If you can gloss over the fact that he was attacked by white people, why? Why are you glossing over that? Because you don't want it to be the narrative. When that is the narrative. That's what actually happened. He was attacked. The guy comes out of nowhere.
That's what I'm saying. I was just going to say, this dude that comes in from the right, just out of nowhere and just begins. It begins.
Nowhere. Like it wasn't even, I mean, if you watch this part of the video, it looks like there might be some tension, but it's not physical.
That's correct.
There's nothing physical happening. My man came out of nowhere like he's a football player and he's, you know.
Oh, okay. Okay, he came from the left. Okay.
And then the hat throw is phenomenal. Yeah. The hat throw is like, okay, I know what just happened.
That's right.
All caution to the world.
That's right. That's right. That's right. That's right.
I'm not just gonna sit here. That's hilarious.
Yeah. The hat is basically saying the hat says, "Oh, we here now. We here.
We here now, and it is what it is." And
yep.
And now look at them. Look at this. Look at what's happening. He's being jumped.
Yes.
Now this is. I mean, when my man comes, that's he's trying to break it up.
Right.
The second video is so good to me. Yeah. Because the second video shows like the Avengers assembling. And then they go to the boat. Now we looking for you.
That's right.
You jump, my man.
So who is it? This is the girl he's doing that to. Who is? Oh, come on.
And so this thing like I'm gonna stop you. You're the problem. He got jumped.
Yep. It's ready now. We here.
Yes, we here now. We here, and you're gonna get what you deserve. And I think that's what the black folk that I've seen on Twitter and Facebook and all the memes and stuff. It's just like, yeah, I might not know you, but I do.
That's right.
That's the difference. That's right. The black community.
That's right.
There's a knowing, an understanding of we might not even know each other, but
I know that. I know what that is. I know what that is.
I know why that happened, and that would have happened to me, and we not standing for that. It's endearing. It's the thing I say. I've said this on this show before. It's soulful. I'm not just gonna let a man just get mollywopped. No, we're not doing that, and he didn't do nothing.
And I'm gonna tell you, the guy that came over in attempts to break it up, the 4 or 5 that came was like, we're not here to break it up.
Right. Yes.
We're not here breaking this up.
No.
We here to help.
Yeah.
We're here to help.
And it was all in the video. somebody said that I saw. They pointed out that when the guys were coming on the second video, they're coming to get the guys who had jumped my man.
Yeah.
One or two of them was kind of skipping, like
Yeah. Somebody said that. Yeah. And that's the type
like
of stuff.
we're ready. Here
Yeah,
you go.
that's right. I was talking to somebody earlier that you know, it's good to probably know knives or guns, but that was what a fight looks like. Like
Yeah.
who got the call?
Yes.
Whether the hat went up in the air, somebody called JoJo and Ray Ray and them. Oh, he down here to who? Don't know. Let's roll.
Yes, let's roll. Let's roll. And the guy that jumped in the water. Did you see? Did you? Okay.
Yeah.
You know that they're calling him Aquaman.
Yeah, they said the internet is undefeated again today. It's crazy. It is crazy. It's crazy. Now I heard that just from there's a gentleman on the internet that does on Instagram. This port is where they brought some of our enslaved ancestors.
Yes,
were bought and sold, auctioned off on that very port that where it took place.
Yes,
and I don't even know. We've seen the Selma when they went to Selma and the police came out and we retreated, beaten up, retreated, and all this. Today, or what took place yesterday, there was no retreat. We aren't backing from this.
No.
And I think that's where, oh man, Stokely Carmichael.
Yeah.
Talk of this. If you look at, there's on YouTube, because the Black Panther, the vanguards. That means those cats that came up. We are here. We are protecting. We're protecting ours. And here's the thing. No, we're not coming in being violent, but we are here to protect ours in self-defense.
Yeah.
Because see, that's going to be the narrative. That's going to be the narrative that thugs us. I'm talking about on this one, that we came out of nowhere and you had nothing to do with this. Prepare for it. But I think we should be okay with the guy swimming in. Yeah, I saw that. The guy swimming in the water. Like, I'm going to be a part of this.
Did you see that the guy, when he got out of the water, he takes his shoes off, and then there's another video of him body slamming a dude.
Yes. Yeah.
So he came for the action.
All of it.
It was, I mean, like I said, it's endearing. I'm hearing people talking about this is going to be a holiday. Like next year, it's going to be the anniversary of this.
Listen, man, what you know what you're talking about?
Did you hear that the boat was called Harriet?
What?
Yes, the boat was called Harriet.
Listen, man, this might go down, and I don't even think the people involved in this even knew this. This is going to go down as to like some Nat Turner type stuff. Like it's whatever.
Yeah.
It's whatever.
This stuff is
What's
not
up,
new. What up, Sandra?
What up?
Even back then, you know, a lot of our folk wasn't taking it either. But the rules and stuff were set up in such a way that, you know, if you did make this move, it was probably going to be the ending.
Yeah.
And, you know, so in some way, you know, some people say, you know, it's different now. We've made progress. I guess in that way, maybe we have. You know, but what if there was a gun and the white people pulled out a gun and shot somebody? I mean, how will we look at this incident?
It still goes back to him saying, well, what the narrative hasn't come out there, that you should have never moved their boat.
Yeah.
So I'm glad you brought that up, Pooh. I'm glad you brought that up. So here's the thing. It's like there's so many different stories. Like the levels of this story is really starting to come out. that they asked on several occasions, several people asked them to move their boats. And not only did they not move it, they covered it up, got off their boat and got onto another boat. Like they were indignant about, we're not going to move it. Several white people had asked them to move it. Like they were holding up a whole ship from porting.
That's what Bruce said.
And like Bruce, I hate to say this, but it's absolutely right. In their whiteness, they refused. In their who they were, they refused to move, and then had the audacity to confront this man about doing his job, so that everybody else can get off a boat. And once again, I love when he threw the bat signal up, threw the hat up, and everybody responded to his aid. Like that to me was the epitome of blackness. We're tired of this. It's not going to happen again. Not forget the video. We come to whoop behind. And I'm quite sure if the three of us was there, I know I would have been involved.
Yeah, you have to be. You have to be. Yeah. That's just we're not standing by. We're not going to stand by for this. And as Bruce said, I'm glad no shots were fired or whatever. I mean, it could have got crazier than it was.
So speaking to the man with the chair, because everybody's making a big deal about that. What you don't see on camera, what's being brought out is the white people had the chair first. He took the chair from the white guy and then hit him with it. And it was a white lady who grabbed the chair. The one who was on the ground, she had a chair too, but another black lady took it from her. So off camera, that happened. So when he was hitting him with the chair, he was hitting him with the chair in retaliation for what they tried to do to the black people, but he got the chair from them and used it against them.
Yeah, I'm with it. I'm not really into violence and stuff like that, but nothing I saw in that video was out of control for the black folk. They were what it was. I saw it was people out there in Divine Nine gear. Looked like they had like their purple Q shirts on. I mean,
I saw that.
It was right there. You go. It was a community effort.
Yes, and the one thing I like about it is co-workers. All his co-workers came to his aid. All those blue shirts, and they were waiting for like the 16-year-old guy who jumped in the water, who Ricky Smiley. I kind of lost a little respect for him today because he said the guy jumped in the water to swim over there to not do anything. I guess Ricky didn't see all the footage because the man was throwing hands like crazy.
Because that's the one that got his nose broken. He said they done already clowned him, and he was like, "Yo, I didn't think the 60-year-old had hands like that." That's what the white guy said. That got his nose broken.
Yeah, now that's what I want to see. I want to see how, not that I really care, but how did the white folk who were assaulted after they did the initial assaulting, what's their views on it? Because cool, that's the thing. We can say that, well, the black guy tried to move our boat, so that's why he got attacked. And they can act like that's okay. But they should have moved their boat. That's what should have happened. They should have moved their boat. Move your boat, sir.
I'm not moving it.
Then it is what it is. Because I'm doing commerce here. My boat has to come dock here. So if you're not going to move it, I'm going to move it. And there's going to be problems. I'm calling the cops or whatever. My people got to get off the boat. And I'm saying if you're going to be that indignant about it, then
disrespectful. That's disrespectful.
Disrespectful.
It's disrespectful.
It's demeaning to the black people, the black owners of the boat, or the black people who are on the boat. It's all that. It's all that. And we never talk about it in that term. But these white folks sometimes out here are doing the most. They never get attached, though, to their whiteness. But people will see this video and say, see them black people, but they never see themselves.
That's right.
I want people to get that understanding. That's what I mean by whiteness is silent. It just goes through life. I'm gonna act crazy, but that's not associated with being white.
Whiteness is complicit. It's complicit.
Yes, whiteness is complicit. Whiteness shows power. It shows its indignance. It shows its arrogance. It allows for them to talk to you any old way. It's all of that. That is whiteness. It's never called that, though. It's time for us to call it that.
Yeah. Because I'm just seeing, and I think we should be prepared as Black people as this story continues to surface and come out. We got to be prepared for what our answers are going to be, because there's going to be some justifiable narratives from the white community about this. And it's I'm saying that because I don't want it to turn into, see, this is the piece. We haven't used this word on here a little bit. I don't want this to turn Bruce A. Turner into Junior into some gaslighting.
Yeah.
And that means that you didn't see what you saw. What you saw.
Yes.
You saw. Yeah. He was jumped. But now had he not been, what, so, and then you begin thinking like, well, maybe if he hadn't, if he wasn't, when the physical part of him, when he started, his body language was threatening.
Yeah.
When he threw his hat up in the air, what did that mean? You're gaslighting.
Yes.
You're gaslighting. You're making me now believe what I saw was not what I saw.
Yes. That is whiteness at work. What the incident that you talk, gaslighting, is. Let me give you another example.
Okay.
The whole Colin Kaepernick situation.
Okay.
Colin Kaepernick said, I'm not standing for the anthem because of police brutality. He said that. But if you ask these white folk, and then the narrative around Colin Kaepernick was not that. It was, he's disrespecting the flag.
That's right. Gaslighting.
Yes. They're telling you what you're seeing. What he told you is not really it. That's not it. It's this. It's something else. And so this incident should help us be made aware that these folk do this all the time. They always change the narrative or attempt to change the narrative to become something that's anti-Black or demeaning to Blacks, or the Black people get the most blame. And so we just have to be on the lookout for it. Hopefully people understand it when they see it here. But sometimes it takes some discernment to see it in real time as it's actually happening.
That's right. That's right.
A situation that may not even look anything close to this, but the same thing is happening.
I'm gonna see. I don't usually ever watch Fox, but I want to see what CNN is going to be talking about to this. Maybe I do want to see what Fox is saying, because I can guarantee what they're going to be thinking of as it relates to what this is going to be. We haven't heard any charges or any. I mean, there was some arrests. Yeah, I see that, Jason. Yep.
That's what happened. That's what happened. He knelt because he wasn't gonna stand for it. The guy, Army vet, told him, no, if you kneel, that's respectful. And this is a white Army vet. And so he does what the white Army vet says, and it doesn't matter. You got the president, the ex-president, going after him. He loses his whole
career.
deal. I mean, because they changed the narrative from something that it was not. It was not that. That wasn't it. They did not want to talk about police brutality against blacks. They don't want to talk about that. So we changed the narrative. So now it's not about black, and Colin Kaepernick isn't even about black brutality. That's not what he's brutality. He's not even about that either. That's what you hear over and over. We just got to be aware of it now.
So I tell people who's ever listening to this, when they listen to it, I talked about self upheaval. Get your mind. And if you're believing, I promise you, people, if you're believing that this does not affect you, if it's not affecting you in any type of way, Bruce used the term tonight with the incident, called it endearing. We use a word towards each other in an endearing way, which means that what we saw tonight or what we saw yesterday in the Montgomery situation, I'm not going to lose a wink of sleep over what you all are thinking was wrong. I think this was justifiable. This was a justifiable situation. In no way, shape, or form am I believing it had to happen. Prevention was, if I'm looking at the word prevention tonight about that, the prevention was, I've asked you all several times to move. I'm preventing you all, ticket, whatever it was. The moment you when it turned physical,
that's it.
I'm out of here. That's it. I am now in Malcolm X mode by any means necessary right now. The defending of that. I'm defending by any means necessary. And everybody that pulled in was by any means necessary. By any means necessary.
For sure.
Okay. Yeah, let's take a look. Let's any closing pieces on that, because this is be a good segue to go into some other stuff that I want to talk about. The second thing I want to talk about. Go ahead, Bruce. Yep.
I mean, it's just, for me, again, all this stuff is political. And I just think we have to keep when you know it, when people have shown you a track record of what they do and how they do it, and you see it over and over and over and over again, you understand the pattern of it when you're paying attention. That's why I think a lot of people aren't paying attention. When you start to see it and understand it for what it is, then your discernment level raises. And so now everything that this guy tells you or any person tells you is you're questioning now, because you've seen this over and over and over and over.
This pattern that you talked about. When you said that, it took me back. And I don't know if we truly delved into this. This might be a little side piece, but as you were talking about that, Bruce, just now, it took me back to your former employer.
Yes.
It took me back to that of patterns and how that you haven't really let the people know here on what happened, but you and I talked about just the things that began taking place, which ultimately led to, I won't call it your demise. It was a blessing to what took place with an employer, but patterns were happening. And I experienced some of that as well with my employer of some things that were taking place. And
your discernment level goes up. You hear the gaslighting. Like, I've walked into offices, done exactly what my manager said to do, walked out of the office, and he said I didn't do it. And I'm like, wait, you were in the same conversation with me.
Yes.
You heard everything.
Yes.
They are shaping the narrative. And when people start doing that with you at your job, they start shaping a narrative that's not what's happening, and they know it's not happening. You know that they know it's not happening. You're in trouble.
That's right. You're in trouble.
You're in trouble. And the idea that you can just kind of work harder or
be
more social or whatever it is that they say. No, they're
Mhm.
looking for ways to get you out of there.
Yes.
That's what this is about.
Yes.
That's what the change of narrative is about. I've said this before. I feel like white supremacy really at its core is is changing the reality. These people can change they can change what's real into what they want it to be.
That's right.
They have that's what the power in white supremacy is. I can change the reality. I can say
deep. That is so deep, brother. That is so deep.
I can say you didn't do this thing and tell my boss that, and you're gone. Even though I know you did it.
That's right. That's right.
They can change the whole reality.
Oh my goodness, man. You talking something right now, brother. You saying something. I can change.
Yes.
I can change the reality.
Yes. Yes.
I can change it. It's not red. No, it's red. No, it's not red. It's blue.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just giving that color. It's not red. And then here's the part. Here's the part. You and I, we spoke of this a little bit in some of our threads this week. The self-hate is the one that begins to say, well, maybe
it was me.
Maybe it
is. Blue.
Yeah.
I see it.
Yeah. I shouldn't. I probably should have here's the word. I probably should have de-escalated the situation and walked away from him. When they said they weren't moving the boat, I should have gotten on my walkie-talkie and called for assistance.
Mm-hmm. Yes, that becomes
not that you got pummeled.
No.
Not that you were attacked.
No.
You should have gotten on your radio, and that person. We as Black folks got to be careful. We got to be careful watching this and beginning to you and I talked about this last podcast in our last couple that liquor store on every corner, crack vials, and there's some systems that are taking place. It's not your fault.
Mm-hmm. It's not you.
It's not you.
No,
it's not you. You were attacked today, sir, and his name will come out. And I'm waiting on Crump to what's his name? Crump, Ben Crump. He'll get a call with no one died, but I'm sure there's going to be some stuff with him being involved as well.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, that's good stuff there. And you know what? We will check back with that because that story is not hasn't been resolved. Continuing updates each day on what that's going to be about. But the next thing I wanted to Jason, if you could put that Magic's ownership, this was important to me from this standpoint. And I'm concerned about this in a number of ways as you put this up. I'm concerned about this in a number of ways. So the Magic owners, they're our former. Well, he was the United States president, the United States of America's education secretary. Secretary of Education. And they've got DeVos. Yes, they've got a family that, if you know anything about Amway products, they're big in that and have been big in that throughout the years, over 30, 40 years ago. But some money was given, donation was given to a particular party and in support of, because usually when you give money, you are in support of. If I give you some money, I'm in support of what you do, probably what you say and those things. And I wanted to bring to the table today, as Black athletes for any sport, football, basketball, any sport that is, and you find that your owner is supporting a particular person, is it a responsibility of yours? I continue to go back to my $40 million slave and William Roden. And he said, it's kind of hard for me to take a stand when I'm making $360,000 every 2 weeks.
Yeah. Yes.
That's tough for me to. So what I'm asking is that, yes, your owner is giving money and supporting this particular. What is your responsibility as the black athlete? And I'm keeping it black because I guess there could be some white people who don't believe in that too. What's your responsibility? What's our responsibility as black athletes? Do we go down to the office? Hey, I need a meeting with you. I see that you're in, because now you paying me $136 million guaranteed money for me.
Mm-hmm.
Do I kind of just sit back and, just shut up and play? Mm-hmm. Shut up and dribble, I mean. Do I just shut up and dribble? I'd like to hear from you all on that.
It becomes tougher the more money it is. I'm going to say that. So I'm not dismissive of the idea that money plays a role here. That's why I think it was really big what LeBron did as far as the there's so many of them. The guy in Florida in Sanford, Florida, what was the guy with the Skittles? I forget the name.
Trayvon
Martin, how he had his teammates have the hoods on and make a political statement as far as that's concerned. And he got a lot of pushback about that. This is an aside, but that's why he's greater than Michael Jordan. One reason. But I digress.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, how about this, Coop? We talk about the guys who are making a lot of money. How about the guys like that just got drafted? Like this is their first. This is their dream.
Yeah, this is their first check. Their first good check.
And you find out that your owner or the team that the owner owns is giving money to the governor of Florida, who is banning books about Black history, or is keeps talking about wokeness, and he's against wokeness. Wokeness is Florida, where wokeness comes to die. Not even again. That's the changing of a narrative of what wokeness really is.
That's right. That's right.
What it means.
The reality.
He's changing the reality of what wokeness is. And so you have guys who are trying to change the reality he's doing it for a political play that will gain him power, and it's anti-Black. So he plays it, the anti-Blackness of it, to gain white voters or to gain power by demeaning Black people. And this guy is who your owner is giving political money to.
What's that there, Jason? What you got there, Jason? I can't see it fully. Are those salaries somewhere? What we got there? Okay, individual. Oh, contributions. Whoa. Okay.
And so it's all of these Republicans, the Republican National Committee, Ted Budd, John James, who's from Michigan. He's giving money who's a Black guy.
Yes,
money to Kevin McCarthy. I saw there. He's a Republican. He's a Trumper.
Whoa.
Okay. So it's all open. And you know what? He's not the only one. There's a lot of these owners that's like that. I mean, to take it further, Coop, you're talking about the players. Should they play? Should we be watching it?
Man.
It's a hard thing. I know I did not watch during Colin Kaepernick. I stopped watching football, for real. I really only now watch the Lions.
Right. Right.
So these are if you understand and can discern and see what's happening, you got to start asking yourself some questions. I'm hoping the athletes are asking them too.
If I'm being the advocate, devil's advocate here, there was a situation that happened. Former classmate, class went to the university I went to down in Huntsville, Alabama, and he was a minister, and he just recently passed. And I'm getting here with something. He just recently passed, and on his page, when he passed of cancer, and I went on the page and was like, man, this particular person has always been nice to me. Never had an issue with him, and rest his soul, blah, blah, blah. I had some pushback on that because some friends of mine were saying, well, Coop, how could you do that when you knew what he was doing to us in the dorm and different things like that? I said to them, and which was an honest answer, he never did that. He never did that to me. I've always had a great relationship with him. He was cool, very encouraging to my best friend and I, and some of the other guys around the campus who were wilding out or whatever. And they were like, that man, how can that be? How could you not? These things that he did to me. So I'm saying that I bring that up because this person that's getting his first check and playing in the league, and he's making $50-60 million. That's on the low end. And your boss is supporting this political agenda. And you say to him, you say to your friends or your boys or your family, he cuts the check. He hasn't done anything to me.
Right. Yeah. Yes.
So how are you can't fault me. He has not shown me any of these things that you all are talking about him doing. Can the black athlete get the pass for that? Can he get the pass for that? Like, he hasn't done anything to me. Why are you tripping on me for not advocating or in protest or going against him and standing outside with protest signs? And what's the issue with me? I'm just a ball player.
I get what you're saying. And again, I don't want to dismiss the idea, the notion that these are hard decisions. I don't want to do that because I know that they are. But we did the last segment, and the thing that was very good about it, what we thought was good and endearing or whatever, was that it showed a level of community.
Okay.
Which means you're not looking at self only.
Gotcha. Wow.
You're looking at, the community and how it's affected. Yeah, you could say he hasn't done that to me, but I'm talking about your situation. Yes, he hasn't done that to me, but are your friends lying?
No, they weren't. He had done some things. He had done some bad things.
Okay, so
to them.
To them. So if it's true that he did those things to them, and it's true, what is your responsibility? What is their responsibility as ball players on a team where the governor, who y'all are giving money to, and again, it's not just him. Jason shows up and said 80% of NBA owners or sports owners are giving to Republican. 80%. So I said this last week. I think 81% of NBA owners are giving political donations to Republican Party. Now, I said this last week. When Trump got indicted for the third time, everybody knows what he's done, what he's doing, what he continues to do. Everybody knows. You cannot claim ignorance any longer. And your acceptance of him or your what do you call it? Your alliance with him in whatever way it is, it now becomes it has to become something that now you have to explain. You got to explain why you're doing that with this guy now. Because it's gone beyond this, well, he did over there. He ain't touched me. Right. You know, everybody know. Everybody know what he's done. Everybody knows what's happening. There is not a secret. Trump will tell you he does it. In fact, he's gotten indicted in the last 2 weeks, and I haven't heard anybody say he didn't do it. Everyone knows he did it. Everybody knows DeSantis and what he's doing. It's all out there. So there's no more ignorance. The people that's why we say everything is political. The people who you are with, you support, is a reflection of you. It's a reflection of you. Now, that's why I can't listen to Kanye West no more. That's why I can't listen to.
And I remember you were I remember when he first dropped, you were.
I was a huge Kanye West fan. Yeah. I can't play in good conscience R. Kelly. I can't. I still have issues. I haven't gone here all the way, but even some Michael Jackson stuff. I can't I have an ick about it. Because these things, once you know, that's what I'm saying. Once you know, you got to do better. Once you know, you got to do better now. And maybe you feel you can do better once you have more money or whatever, you're more comfortable and you're not in these other people. And I get that. I get it. But when these people are betraying not only you, but they're betraying your whole community. Yes. They're gaslighting you. They're telling you that what you know isn't true. Believe me, though. No, bro. And I'm not talking about I'm not talking about conspiracy theories here.
Right. I got that. I understand that.
Some stuff that I'm just trying to make up so I can feel better about myself. I'm talking about what's the truth. What's true? These things are true.
And that's just it. That if I can debate the truth, truth will never come.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? If I can debate, you said, what's truth? So now me on the advocate side of it, the devil's advocate, well, I mean, he and she, and so now it begins for you to say, we're debating truth. And then you're saying, well, what's truth? And then I'm saying to your truth, what you're saying was truth. I'm saying, well, that didn't happen. So now it makes
you're gaslighting.
Yeah, now I'm looking at it. I got it in a different lens now. And that's not what what you're saying, Bruce, that is what it is. That is what it is. So you can't come behind me and say, well, no, no. It's red.
It was the same thing with me too. When these women were saying, he's raping me or whatever, they come about, and then the first thing that people try to do is blame the woman. Well, what was she wearing? Or
shouldn't have been up in this room at that hour. Shouldn't have been up there at that hour.
All of it. All of it. It's a change. It's a try to change the narrative. It's not dealing with what is true.
Yes.
Yeah, it's not dealing with what is and what we have to deal with. They want to make it something or try to explain it. I'm not really trying to do that. I'm not trying to do that anymore. And I think, it took me some time to get here too. And maybe I'm not there with everything, but That's where I'm at. I'm trying to live. And again, I think this stuff, Sandra talked about this last week, how, after political, there are these principalities, this religious stuff that we're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
It gets back to that for me. I want to live a truthful life. I want to live, I don't want to be hiding from people.
Right.
Tell one story here and one story there. No, this is what it is. This is it. This is what it is. And when you can get there, to me, it seems like you're then living a more.
It's very liberating.
It's liberating, and I think it's deeply Christian. I'll put it to you that way.
Which would almost mean Christ-like.
Ain't that what we're trying to do?
Yeah.
Ain't that what we're trying to do?
Yeah. 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 Yeah, I think that's a good segue and a closure to tonight, man. Just us getting to liberation, and not just liberation in our communities, liberation in ourselves, liberation in our interactions, liberation in our thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
And I think if you can come to liberation, if you can get to some liberation in your thoughts, I'm going with your word, a lot of things will become discerning. You will become to discern a lot of different things without an issue. You want less stress. And this thing is there goes some spiritual stuff right there. Yeah, I'm not bogged down with a whole lot of why, because I'm liberated. And ultimately the liberation from the spiritual standpoint is, Sandra would love this, because in Christ, I'm free indeed. I'm free.
Mm-hmm.
I'm free.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. It's funny how these things, and I've been saying this to my boys forever. I feel like these political lessons, or stuff that happens in school, or that kind of stuff, can be life teachers. And I always thought it was my job to kind of impart those lessons. Can you see this? Can you see what happened here? Like, what he did there and how that matches with what he didn't do here. In a job situation, when you're at an interview and the guy tells you, we don't really hire people from your school usually. That's an admission.
Mm-hmm.
People are telling you who they are. I say that to my boys all the time. If you listen, people will tell you exactly who they are.
That's right.
If you just listen and just are discerning, you can hear what they're saying to you, and you're not in your feelings or trying to make it something that's not. People will tell you what exactly they're doing, what they're into, all of it. They'll tell you. Just got to be listening. You just got to pay attention. Pay attention. And you know what? I'm gonna take it. This is a little off. That's why I don't drink, Coop.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't want to ever be outside of my mind. I want to be clear on everything I see in every instance. I don't want to be. So it started as a religious thing.
Sure.
But I've also seen people who do, and they're clouded and not clear. I don't want to be that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to have to deal with that.
Sure. Yeah, that's an important piece that you've taken, that not a stance. That's who you are with that. That's who you are with that. That's important. That's an important piece as well. Some look at it is it's in moderation, whatever that's fine, and not to be completely inebriated all the time or at any time. Yeah. So you've got different ends of that spectrum as it relates to your perspective on it, which is fine. Totally respect that. Yep, absolutely.
So I'll be clear. That's why I said I don't drink.
Yeah, absolutely.
That is not a.
Got it.
I'm not making any judgments on other people. I'm saying me.
Got it.
I can't do that.
Got it. I got 9:55. We're 1 hour. Oh, we're actually 1 hour in. We're good. Let's wrap it up. I think we both said our things tonight, Jason, as it relates to what we need to have. I don't have any. I don't have anything else. Yeah. I'm jealous. I'm jealous of the location that you're in, Bruce, but have no fear. I sent you all a text too. Well, when we close out, I'll ask Tierra this when we close out. Jason, if you will, anything, you can close us out, sir. We're good. We're just saying.